Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Don Simpson's Road Warriors, Progressive Heroes in the Field. It's a progressive insurance comic book manual. How crazy is that? That is what we're looking at today. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. This is so crazy. I can't even believe this exists. So a few years back when I started chronicling Don Simpson comic books on my YouTube channel. I was trying to cover one of the books. I forgot which one it was. It was kind of hard to find. Don said he had an extra copy and he sent me one, and he sent me this extremely rare, extremely cool comic book along with it. Road Warriors, Progressive Heroes in the Field. Progressive Insurance, if you know, you know, Flow, by the way. In 1998, apparently, I don't know, as an artist, a cartoonist, sometimes gigs come your way either through a friend, word of mouth, somebody likes your work, a fan who happens to have this opportunity. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So Progressive Insurance decided to enlist Don Simpson to create this 8-page comic book to help. I don't know if it's for their customers or for their employees, but it's about their new roaming dial-up connection. I feel like it was for the customers, which is so crazy because I always think it's funny that comics is such a niche market and a lot of people don't read comics. One of the things is because they don't know how to read them, which is always strange to me. So I think it's funny when companies are going to create like a comic book instruction manual. For MFT, Flow, Eat Your Heart Out, Don Simpson. Anyway, it's interesting because this is such a fascinating blip in Don Simpson's career. He's largely known for Megaton Man and Border Worlds, largely satirist and known for his humor. But he always implements like the common everyday man. Like he's very good at like showcasing everyday dilemma and like kind of the mundane. So he's almost the perfect artist for turning like insurance agents into superheroes. Plus the fact that if you're gonna get someone like him to do some like a one-off offshoot, like very bizarre, random 8-page comic, you want to get someone who can do everything. I'm guessing he wrote this pencil, ink, lettering, the signature Don Simpson lettering. It's so interesting because he's such a great inker and letterer, and I know that he's done both of those independently of his own cartooning, and I feel like he definitely could have had a career in either lettering or inking by itself. He has a video on his YouTube channel of him inking with a croquet quill pen, and it looks like he's inking with a brush. It's amazing. He's a master of anatomy and super funny with all his stuff. And I have to say that I think I found the Achilles heel, because when you have a Don Simpson comic and you take away the humor, it's just a comic book. I'm just kidding. But it's so strange. It's so interesting. His storytelling, anatomy, and comic book cartooning is, he's a master. He's always on point. The story is so ridiculous. I love, comic book artists are notorious for not being able to draw children well. And I'm going to add Don Simpson to that list because I don't know, that's one creepy looking kid right there, huh? But I love it. It's so funny. Like, what the hell? Flo is like begging for her own comic book. So I say Progressive definitely needs to enlist Don for a sequel to this. This looks like his coloring on the cover. When Don Simpson started out, his style was very caricature-like, very cartoony, and he morphed into sort of this very solid, straightforward superhero anatomy, very on point with everything that he does. It's very crisp. It always looks like super professional. Like seeing it in black and white, like the ratio of negative space, the spotting of blacks is always like pretty much perfection. He's like the consummate professional when it comes to comic books. Everything is just like lined up perfectly and on point. So, what is, you have to turn these insurance agents or field agents into superheroes. You have to, I don't know that they necessarily have powers here, but, they got the tools they need to fight the bugs in the system because there's always going to be bugs when, you know, I don't know. It's so weird because, too, I love that. That looks like, is that only 25 years ago? Because that looks like, it could be from the 80s. Very vintage. Is there any Kirby Crackle in here? How dare there not be any Kirby Crackle. Anyway, this is such an interesting comic book. It is so bizarre. It is so weird. I wonder, how you value something like this. You know what I mean? It's like, because I don't think I've ever seen it on the wild. I don't know if that you ever will. And I feel like the fact that it is a comic book made for a non-comic book audience per se, and also I'm sure that most of the people who got these threw them away, so because they didn't realize that it might be a highly collectible valued comic one day. But it is so cool. It is like such a rare thing. It's just typical, very tropey, like what you would expect if a huge insurance company were going to hire a cartoonist to do like a superhero insurance a comic book. You know what I mean? It's, you know, I don't even know. Like, for Don Simpson completists, I would say definitely try to get a hold of this if you ever have the opportunity, because it's just kind of cool for the collectible aspect of it like that. It feels like, I don't know what, a big boy comic book or something random like that in the wild. And then it has these horrifying, like, boring instructions in the back that I'm sure Don had absolutely nothing to do with. But so cool, so fun. It was such a nice little surprise in the package he sent me a few years back. So I finally got to it because it definitely is worth chronicling. Just when you thought you've seen everything, here's everything. Road Warriors, progressive, hero in the field, Don Simpson's insurance comic book. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I'll bring you more soon.